Hi friends, I am Manivanan RJ, a psychologist. In this video, we are going to see Jnana Karma Yoga, which is described in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So, what is Jnana Karma Yoga? Which also can be explained in English as transcendental knowledge. So, what is transcendental knowledge? So, jnana means having the right perception about you, about others, and about the environment, especially the nature, the very nature of everything. That is jnana. As it is, jnana means you're perceiving the things as it is, but not by your own fantasy or others' fantasy, or how the world or this nature projects to you. That is not. So, jnana means seeing it, seeking or perceiving the truth about you and the nature as it is. Dear friends, then what is karma? We have also seen in our previous video Karma Yoga with the help of Bhagavad Gita 3rd chapter. Karma means action and behavior. It's simply action and simply behavior. You are executing it. Something you are executing. What is there in your mind? So, Jnana Karma Yoga means you are executing something which you have perceived about you and this world or the nature as it is, in appropriate way, in appropriate manner, in the right manner, so that you are maximizing the possibilities of success, maximizing the possibilities of happiness, bliss, and balanced mind state, which we call it as the equilibrium intelligence. So, dear friends, so let us first discuss what is the right perception, which is known as jnana. So, in order to get the jnana, we have to go for the investigation of the truth. So, in order to obtain jnana in your mind, you need to seek truth. That is the main fact. In other words, jnana means seeing everything rational, without imbalanced view. That's why the balanced personalities of our earth look into everybody equal manner. They will not consider male, female. They will not consider lower caste, upper caste, all those fantastical ideas. They will look into everybody as potential personalities who are able to be happy, attain the highest intellectual capacity, and especially they can bring the same into the society. So the basic tenet, the fundamental requirement to be a jnani or the right perceptor is to seek truth in everything. Truth is quite very easy to find. In everywhere truth is there. When a marketing executive is talking to you, you know that what exactly he wants. Does he want you to get a product because he is giving you service, or because he wants you to purchase the product because he wants profit? And I am not blaming him. That is his duty, that is his job nature, job profile. That's what he is supposed to do. But when you're listening to them, you will be able to easily find that is he telling right truth or just he is showing the fantasy. Hope all of you would have experienced this. So this is seeking the truth. Our basic intellectual capacity, mind, concentration, consciousness definitely has this capability of looking into the truth on whatever we are seeing. If you are quite conscious enough, you will be able to witness that, yeah, this is truth and this is just an illusion. When how much ever you are focusing on the truth rationally, that much level, confusion level will come down. Clarity level will be upper. And through that, your further understanding of about you and your surroundings and nature and about everything and subtle energies and others' mind and everything will become more clear at you. So this is jnana. That means the rational mind which is seeking always the truth in everything. So we can consider that into three parts. 1, 2, 3. The second one is actually the middle, which is the very vital and important, significant point, which is known as truth. This is what known as conscious point and truth, where this section will just segregate everything into truth. It will just extract the truth from whatever you are perceiving. And remaining two eyes can just sense whatever you are just witnessing. It consists of fantasy, illusion, truth, at the same time the combination of spirals of all the three. So dear friends, this is the truth and this is happiness. Whatever we are perceiving, we can see the happiness in it, or its illusions, or its the dramas, or how the people they are able to talk on their own perceptions and truths out of their own benefits. And this one is your truth perception, which is very rational, which segregates the truth separately, illusions and dramas and all the spirals of the human nature separately on the whatever we are sensing. And this one is positive view. I mean, after the rational mind processes it, we'll see the nature, exact truth of what is what. This is lies, this is truth, this is illusion, this is dramas. Now this eye will look into the positive of our environment or positivity of the goal, what we would like to happen in our life or in this society. These three are important for jnana, or otherwise knowledge, proper knowledge. Then we are going to next action. Action, as we have seen in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, action means you are just not looking into the fruit of the action, but you are having a vision, a brighter vision of what should be your life and what should be the society's fate, how the society should be having the welfare. That is the vision, but not fantasizing. Why? Because we can have a vision. Yes, we will be living like this very happily, peacefully, successfully. That is a vision. Or our society will be like this, superpower, or spiritual, or having a very grown up, developed, sustained country. That is a vision. Based on that, our mind will produce innate natural imaginations. Yeah, when I have grown in my life, or when I have become officer after clearing my civil service exams and all, I will be like living like that. Yes, those imaginations will come only. But because you're having that rational mind, what will happen? The vision will be bigger than these imaginations. Why? Because these are all imaginations. We do not know that will it happen or not exactly the imaginations, but vision will happen. Possibility, maximum possibilities of getting the visions done. But all the imagination we cannot assure will it happen. Those are all the things will confuse. That's what Krishna says to Arjuna in second chapter, that Arjuna, don't look at the fruit of the actions, but have a vision, and without attachment just enjoy the duty and surrender the duty, that means the karmas and its results to me, and I am the nature, pervasive nature. I will give the results for how conscious you were, for how dedicated you were, for how much you had got knowledge, that means the wisdom. According to that proportion, the nature, I, the Lord, will give you the positive result. So that is what behavior. So behavior can be classified into three categories. One is thinking. Thinking also is a behavior, but which is not visible outside. We'll be thinking inside. What is that thinking? As I said, jnana. That means truth, happiness, and positive plan. We have to think in that way. That is jnana. That's the processing inside your mind with positive vision, and we think it in appropriate way, the right way of how to execute that, think in that way. The first behavior. Second behavior is planning. Find a right path, a right way of doing the things to execute for your life. Either for you are doing a business, or you are preparing for civil service examinations, or you are preparing yourself to be a good leader, or social activists, or being a good father in a family, a good mother in a family, being a good leader. You have to appropriately plan, right way of doing things, plan it. Once you have that rational mind, automatically the thinking and plan is very easy for you. The next, third portion, the last portion of the behavior is executing it. Whatever you have perceived as the rightly as it is, as the jnana, knowledge, now you are, whatever you thought upon it, planned upon it, you have to execute it one by one. Once your perception is correct, plan is correct, plan is and thinking is correct, automatically you will be able to execute it maximum successfully. In this way only jnana karma yoga works. You are transcending your mind and executing your jnana into the practicality. So that is going to give you the right success. Again, if your plan was misperceived or wrongly perceived, then in between the execution only, the nature only will stop and let you know that where you have perceived wrong. Why? Because it will very severely, the nature will stop you to do that or give you troubles to do that. So you have to re-perceive it, which is known as plasticity of perception. You are re-perceiving it in much more clearer way, and again plan it. Again think over it and try to execute it. If this time your perception is perfect, then you are there. You are going to execute it perfectly and you are going to get success without troubling you, without troubling others, and which will be appreciable by the society. Now, if again you have misperceived some portions, again a mild problem, nature gives you to re-perceive it appropriately, and that will re-perceive, circle, and you will perceive it perfectly. You will find the right way of doing things and you will execute it rightly. The nature, as Krishna says in the second chapter, the nature of God or the Lord will give you the success according to the exact proportion what you have given with the right motive. So dear friends, now I am applying the same Jnana Karma Yoga into the leadership. To be a proper yogi, to be a proper Jnana Yogi. The next stage, it is bringing you to the Jnana Yoga. So dear friends, if you want to be a Jnana Yogi without doing karma, it is not possible. Just having idea and perception about everything, right perception about everything will not give you jnana. It is just as outer layer like knowledge, or in other words we can mention that intelligence. But once when you experience it, when you experience only, nature will let you know that have you perceived it right or wrong. Now the nature will let you know how you have to perceive it, in which direction you have to perceive again to get the right knowledge. That is possible only when you are doing karma, when you are doing an action. Once the action is perfect, it means that you have perceived perfectly. So that is what the beauty of the nature. The nature is guiding you in all the way where it is not allowing you to do mistake, but it is just correcting your mistakes because of our illusions, that because of that improper rational mind. So if you want Jnana Yoga or Jnana, you have to execute into karma, actions. If you want to bring such changes in the world, like everybody should be happy and moralistic, leaders promoting the yoga and all doing all the positive sustainability actions, karmas, and the country overall grows into the welfare society. If you want that change, you have to bring that change in you first. You have to be the change. Not you are bringing the change. You have to be the change through the action, through the jnana, that means perception, and execute in your life. And you are going to charge the same thing around you, and you are going to give the same knowledge for everybody, and they too will become the same positively charged people, yogis, and that is slowly will bring our nation, our society into a welfare, balanced, yogic society. We shall see furthermore concepts, truths from Bhagavad Gita and other scripts furthermore. Thank you very much.